Dating a rich man who is cheap is the exact same thing as dating a broke boy. Exact same thing. When you're praying, stop praying for a rich man. What you want is a generous man. Generous. And that's the word you're looking for.
Get a job?
What's the average height for men?
In America, the average male height is 5'8".
Can we at least do 6?
What kind of answer is that? Can we at least do 6? What they supposed to do, just wish for more leg? Who you been matching with on Tinder, Inspector Gadget? Y'all be out on a date. Oh, you're 5'8", go Gadget leg. That don't make no sense, fam. You out here flirting with circus clowns on Hinge. If it was just that easy, if all we had to do to get longer was just wish for it, boy, most of us would have more meat than a pizza with all the toppings on it.
Leave it to the Western women to treat stats and facts like the initial offer at your local auction. To the mainstream media, faults in the current dating market are a man's responsibility and a mutual failure if they're feeling generous. They'll say things like, women can't seem to find financially stable men anymore. 45-year-old Jennifer wants commitment, but men aren't open to wisdom. Or in this case, where have all the real men gone? For us, the answer to such a series of questions is clear. Drizzle, drizzle, grizzle, grizzle, you hit the wall, baby mama, and we've left for far greener pastures. But in typical feminist fashion, none of these modern women like to look for the exact cause of their loneliness. They've removed all the mirrors in their homes, I guess, because all they can seem to do at every turn is point to every happy detached male and blame them for societal collapse, ignoring the fact that the dating market is a mechanism they themselves created. Take this viral Slate story titled, "Gaze into the Dystopian Hell of Bots Dating Bots." Nitish Pawa writes, Bumble, the company that distinguished itself from apps like Tinder by creating a feminist dating app, hasn't done too many favors for that brand recently. Yes, there was the ad campaign that appeared to shame women who choose celibacy, which the company wisely retracted this week. There was also the tentative announcement that Bumble may roll back its defining women make the first moves ethos.
Great work.
Then there were the strange remarks last week from Bumble founder and #girlboss icon Whitney Wolfe Herd, who informed the audience at Bloomberg's Tech Summit of a world where your dating concierge would go and date for you with another dating concierge. Naturally, these concierges would make use of artificial intelligence software, which users could train by sharing your insecurities, and thus help to train yourself into a better way of thinking about yourself, Wolfe Herd claimed. This, by the way, will be the secret to digging Bumble out of its post-pandemic financial hole. We are going to lean in fast and furiously. We already have. We are going to win. We will be the way people meet. All you really have to hear is girl boss and artificial intelligence to know this is going to be a bad idea. Again, as I've said before, I don't really fall into the camp that AI is this evil force. It, like anything else, is a system. It's like a rapid version of the industrialization movement. Now add feminist doctrine into the mix, and that is a completely different story. This chick Whitney Herd is taking the disease we've diagnosed on a daily basis on Man Guide and is claiming the best move forward is to dump gasoline on the fire. Yeah, Whitney, let's just start placing more power into the hands of people like this.
Why does society lower the job requirements for women, military, firefighters, etc., but women won't lower their dating requirements for men?
Because women don't have to lower their dating requirements for men.
So then why should companies have to lower their job requirements for women?
I don't think they lower them. I think
they do.
The women
they
meet they have to meet the requirements. I mean, I've gotten rejected for jobs.
Well,
but I don't meet
the standards for military and firefighters for men and women are different.
True.
So why should these companies be, or these institutions be forced to lower their requirements? Why can't women just step their game up?
They can.
Well, but then they wouldn't have to lower the requirements.
They don't. Women are badasses. If they're there for a reason.
But the data, I keep telling you, the job requirements are different for female firefighters and female military.
Because we're usually smaller than men.
Oh man, Whitney, I take back what I just said. The logic used here is impeccable. How could I have been so naive? Please, take my money. To reiterate, guys, the Western woman is an organic bot to the progressive hive mind. Chicks would rather throw their baby into a blender than lose 30 followers on Instagram. Reputation is everything. It's the reason that even an isolated upbringing is subject to change when exposed to this environment. every major Western hub is like a training camp for the carousel. In fear of losing said reputation, most of these chicks march in lockstep to whatever is fashionable. By making Bumble this dating AI built to train women, it just streamlines a process that's already growing at unprecedented rates. The article continues with, if such blustery confidence sounds familiar, it might be because this was the exact same pitch Wolf Herd was making last year, before she stepped down as Bumble's CEO in November in the wake of its poor financial performance. As she told Bloomberg 3 months prior to her exit, you could leverage a chatbot to instill confidence, to help someone feel really secure before they go and talk to a bunch of people. In other words, consult a dating coach robot, one who hopefully wouldn't originate from the Straussian world of toxic pickup artists.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Never mind that we're already having problems with everyday folks getting way too attached to the myriad chatbot personas popping up across the internet. Never mind that other startups are cashing in on custom online dating personalities like Eva AI. Never mind that Bloomberg itself last year tested various AI dating startups and found them wanting. Never mind that Wolf Herd's constant invocations of AI have failed to juice Bumble's stock price, even though that's been a temporarily winning strategy for other tech companies. Folks, the future of feminist dating is a weird bot that will just go ahead and scour other bots for you. No transparency or human feedback required. Dang it. Female CEO? Check. Feminist philosophy? Check. Failing company? Check, check, and check. Yep, everything tracks. For me, the tirade here was interesting power, but you're missing the point. Like every other progressive journalist, you're sticking to the strategy I highlighted at the start. Focus on the symptoms. Damn the diagnosis. The fact of the matter is that if you give a male construction worker a hammer, he builds a house. If you give a feminist a hammer, she puts on a mask and starts swinging it at every Chad and Tyrone she feels beat her at her own game. That, or any simp foolish enough to put a ring on it. As for the dethroned CEO, she's just doing what people in her demographic do. She thinks masculinity is a virus, so she made a sprinkle death bot that's designed to encourage impressionable chicks to demand compensation for a devastating body count. The Bumble app isn't failing because women aren't learning how to be powerful. It's failing because you're creating the most potent male repellent the world has ever known.
Ew.
I'm looking for a man in finance, trust fund, 6'5", blue eyes, finance, trust fund, 6'5", blue eyes, finance, trust fund, 6'5", blue eyes, finance, trust fund.
It's a tune that none of us are willing to dance to. Let me make this perfectly clear. Dating apps aren't failing just because of AI. They're not failing because men don't exist. Moreover, they're not failing because women don't feel quite prepared or strong enough. They're failing because you decided to use tapeworms instead of penicillin. You made an app that might as well be called Simp Finder. So these Western women, completely incapable of seeing their own shortcomings, go onto this app to find a unicorn, a 6'11" rich dude with no relationship, with family, and only wishes to serve you. As a result, no high-value male is caught dead using these apps in the Western world, which only leaves Reddit Fedora keyboard warriors and Chads looking for an easy score. After showing that this strategy is failing on other dating apps as well, Pawa writes, for tech companies and startups that had their business models walloped by high interest rates, it makes sense to make grandiose proclamations about AI that will mollify your investors. It worked for Rent the Runway, whose stock surged last month after an AI bullish earnings call, and it's working for all the S&P companies whose AI interest is causing them to outperform their chart competitors. But such lofty experiments have not similarly buoyed Match and Grindr this year. While Bumble has seen some recovery this year, that turnaround in fortune can be attributed to more quotidian developments. That is, a refreshed logo, new question-asking features, more payments for subscription services rather than to robot profiles.
Because you don't suck blood, you just suck.
This, in particular, is a sphere where Zoomers and Millennials, Faced with social networks totally saturated by auto-generated images and statuses and accounts, are really, really looking for that eventual human connection. Right now, dating apps are falling out of favor with those treasured demographics, not least thanks to the prevalence of catfishing imposters and nonstop delusions of fake dating options. If the user base's scrutiny and paranoia are so pronounced that even Zayn Malik can't use Tinder for casual dating without being accused of catfishing, why heighten such distrust by sending in an army of more fake profiles?
We have breaking news.
Wow, who could have assumed that feminist-driven date culture would make people feel more isolated than ever before? Oh, that's right, everybody with a downstairs set to scratch. I talked about this issue extensively in another story regarding Gen Z males. As it turns out, none of them want to date anymore. Could it be that women just aren't acting strong enough? Could it be that guys just aren't open-minded? Or could it be that all of these women made themselves available, but nobody wants a single mom, wall hopper, OnlyFans model, or professional carousel rider? I'm no expert, but I'm going to have to go with option number 3. As the author states, it's not just the dating apps that are using AI that are lining up for the proverbial chopping block. They all are. Why? Because it turns out that hopping on a hookup site to find a long-term match doesn't convey that message at all. What it really tells young guys is that you're a total poser. You present yourself as some knockout who is ready to put the apron on and settle down, while using applications that show you're going to get in bed with any chatter Tyrone in the DMs before this fictional reality reveals itself to you. It's why women sound a lot less like they did in 1850 and sound a lot more like this today.
I was supposed to go on a date with this guy, but he told me that he needed to take a rain check because he needs to go help somebody move. I was like, you could have just told me to go fuck myself. Like, go on a date with a cute girl or go help somebody move. Who wants to go help somebody move? You would rather go help somebody move than hang out with me. What does that say about me? And on a Wednesday night, who is moving tonight?
Well, look at that. They said that Jon Stewart couldn't have a child with a Dr. Seuss character, but here she is for all of us to see. Anyway, the article closes with this sentiment. There's a case to be made that careful use of advanced chatbots can indeed be advantageous in assisting with online dating, for brainstorming openers and quips, for practicing basic tenets of conversation, for breaking the ice, for customizing and optimizing your communication.
You've learned absolutely nothing.
But to outsource the entirety of relationship building to some bloodless avatar that decides to make all your choices for you won't avail us in terms of loneliness and dating anxiety, especially if these are avatars that may also be a notorious judge of character that carries its own racial and gendered biases that will never let you know whom you may have missed, and that might just hallucinate something wild to say out of nowhere. Looks like you're right back where you started, lady. I guess I should have expected that. When it comes to the feminist dating methods that poison the well on a daily basis, the answer is never to let go of the powers you are utterly incapable of holding. It's always, we just haven't tried hard enough, or maybe if the culture changes, men will magically succumb to our self-proclaimed beauty. Well, here's the result.
Y'all doing too much. This hypothetical question about this bear versus man in the forest is about to get a lot of y'all feelings hurt. Some of y'all women, you're doing too much. You are the bear in the forest. You need to be scared of yourself. At the end of the day, a lot of y'all are running around acting like you so scared of men, acting as if you fear for your life on a day-to-day basis. Girl, men don't even pay you no mind on a day-to-day basis. You go to the mall, they ignore you. You go to the store, they ignore you. You go to the club and the lounges with your homegirls and they talk to everybody but you. Men ain't worried about you. You could be in the forest with a bear and a man and you got a better chance of the bear wanting to smash. It's almost comical listening to a group of women who invite strangers from dating apps to their house to smash on the first day are scared of men. I can't tell the way y'all be getting pregnant by strangers, men who last names you don't even know, men who mama you don't meet until the baby shower. I can't tell you scared of these men. Not the way you be out here giving out your address so freely and letting them come over there and Netflix and chill, the way you be going over their house when you don't even know them. Jeffrey Dahmer would have a field day with this generation and somehow y'all scared of men. You scared to be in a forest with a man? Be for real.
Pick me girl or not, the message is still sound. Western women, to no surprise to any of us, have taken control of culturally driven corporations thinking their vision of the world will turn the tide. Well, ladies, you took the wheel, but the result doesn't appear to be anything you expected. Instead, you find yourselves baffled that the farm you inherited is now a desert, and there's really nobody but yourselves that deserves the blame. Men, the dating world in the West is an existential death sentence. Whether the system is assisted by AI or coddled by a simple chat room, the result is always the same because the women are all the same. What the author leaves out of the dating app failure conversation is the reason this channel exists in the first place. Men are going our own way, and we're all the better for it. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.